He just recently moved out of California to Idaho. Welcome to another episode of Community Spotlight. I'm your host, Mike Babakhanyan, and as you know, on this show, we dive into the local scenes, bringing you businesses and entrepreneurs that truly make our LA County shine. But today, I'm gonna take you guys on a journey. We're gonna go on a different route. I have Taylor here with me. Taylor, welcome to the show.
Mike, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. He just recently moved, actually a couple years ago, right?
2020.
2020, moved out of California to Idaho. And I wanted him to talk to you guys, put things into perspective of how life is from moving from California to Boise, Idaho?
Boise,
Idaho. Idaho. So let's dive in, my friend. Let's talk about quality of life. If anyone's thinking about moving out of California, I want them to hear from you and get a perspective of how life is from California to Idaho. Sounds good?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll give you a quick background.
Sure.
My wife and I both are third generation Angelinos.
Wow.
Our family is deeply rooted in Los Angeles area, Southern California. Grew up loving it, and still kind of a part of my identity. There's two things I've taken with me to Idaho, and that is my Dodger fanship and my Rams fanship. I have to stick with those guys.
That's awesome.
We just got an In-N-Out out there, so
You
I
did?
don't miss In-N-Out anymore.
Oh,
I have it,
that's
so
funny.
I've been there 3 times in the last year. So.
That's funny.
But yeah,
Good.
it's a great place to raise a young family right now. I have 3 kids that love being in the community that we're in.
Okay.
And we have the 4 seasons and really just get to go out, and we ski during the winter, we sled during the winter. Spring is fishing, and
Nice.
and the lakes thaw out and we get back on the boats.
Wow.
We're 10 minutes from the Boise River. We get to go fishing or hiking or riding our bikes along the Greenbelt. That's a 36-mile path that goes all along the Boise River from Eagle all the way into East Boise.
Okay.
So,
Makes me want to visit.
Yeah.
Definitely want to visit out there.
Yeah.
Let's dive into, you grew up in California, you lived here your whole life. How's cost of living different in Idaho versus here?
So cost of living is significantly different. I'd say it's about 15 to 20% cheaper daily cost of living. Utilities are significantly cheaper.
Okay.
A lot of areas actually have water rights in their developments, so we water our grass for free.
Oh, nice.
All summer.
I didn't know
And then electricity, we're hydroelectric. It's significantly cheaper there.
Okay.
And then your average housing cost is significantly less than Southern California.
that was actually going to be one of my follow-up questions. What's the average housing cost? Like, say I live in a 2,000 square foot house in California. I want to sell and move to Idaho. What would it cost?
You can find a nice 2,000 square foot home, in the Treasure Valley,
Okay.
which is where Boise is and all the surrounding communities. You can find a house, 2,000 square foot house, for about $400,000.
400?
Yes, 400,000.
Damn,
but and up.
Okay.
And up.
Okay.
But and then you have the average home sizes actually for the new builds out there are around 2,500 square feet. They're coming out, and the further west you go in the Treasure Valley, the more house you can get, or the more bang for your buck, as they say.
Nice,
So.
nice. Well, full disclaimer, we actually met at a real estate conference. When he saw my tag and said Mike Babakhanyan from Glendale, I was like, I grew up around Glendale, so that's how we connected. So you and your wife are a real estate team in Idaho.
Yeah, full-time agents,
Perfect.
both of us.
Great.
I have my construction background, and Kelly is outside sales, so we run the full gamut of taking care of our clients. Kelly is really well connected in the community. She knows where, what club sports are available, what public sports are available,
Nice.
all the recreation.
Good.
Where to get your nails done. Contrary to popular belief, Boise is a civilized area, and we have all the luxuries that the Southern Californians have. It's
That's
just,
funny.
just no beach, but we have plenty of lakes.
I was going to ask you, what's the quality of life? Like you mentioned fishing, hiking sounds lovely. So tell the viewers a little more about the quality of life.
The outdoors are way more easily accessible.
Okay.
10 minutes from my house, as I said, is the Boise River. And then we get up to Lake Cascade. It's Valley County, so you've got Cascade, Donnelly, and McCall. And those are great recreation areas. And they do everything up there. There's boating, water skiing, jet skis, snowmobiling in the winter, hiking, snowshoeing, hunting, side-by-sides, it's a playground up there, and it's not far away. And with the family, we've found ourselves spending a lot more time outdoors, getting our kids off those screens, and just loving it.
I love hearing that. How about relationships? You said you're third generation Angelino. Moving out there, how's that impacted your relationship? Someone might be wanting to move out of California. Talk to them. How does that work?
I would say if you're even thinking about moving out of California and you haven't picked out the destination yet, you want to come and visit Boise.
Okay.
It's a great place for families. Definitely put it on your list of places to check out.
Okay.
You heard me say what's available to the families. To my past relationships, all of my current relationships, my whole family has moved out there.
Really?
So, yeah, my mom and dad, my brother, and then my wife's immediate family. She's got 2 sisters and her parents. They've all moved in. We live within 15 miles or 15 minutes of each other.
Wow.
And it's I think solidified our family relationships. And we've had a number of friends come out to visit and, answered the question why we moved out there.
They saw it with their own eyes,
When they saw it with their own eyes, they smelled it with their own noses, they tasted it. It's really it's a wonderful place. Okay. So, and I still keep in communication with my friends here in California. I've been back here visiting this past week, and can say I miss my friends as well, but we keep incentivizing them to come visit us and hang
Makes
out.
the bond stronger, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Because you don't see them every day, but you talk to them, I feel like it brings you closer.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So Taylor, let's say some of our viewers are considering moving to Idaho. What are some of the communities or neighbors that you would recommend for them to take a look at?
There are many communities out there. There's a community for everybody. Okay. Kelly and I live in Eagle, which is 20 minutes northwest of downtown Boise. So I'll just work my way from Boise. Boise has a number of great communities out there. There's areas kind of in the northeast where there's some new builds mixed with some older builds. And then you have kind of your downtown Boise that has kind of your historical buildings, which, think about the older homes in Glendale or Pasadena, kind of that craftsman-esque build, beautiful homes down there. And then you kind of work your way west, Garden City, some of the older homes, and then you get into Meridian where you see some of the older homes mixed with a lot of the newer developments. You get great communities out there, and with these, I'd say when you get into Meridian and Eagle and then into Star, you get a lot of really good school districts in there. What I love about most of the school districts in that area is there's just no politics. It's just a great place to bring your kids, have a community with your children and their friends and their parents.
So no California politics, in other words.
No.
If you guys could read between the lines.
Yeah, but we really enjoy our communities. But then there's other communities that are developing and is a great opportunity because this place it's growing. Okay. So you have a community called Cuna, and then Nampa is a little further west. Those areas are developing rapidly. You're getting great new builds, great value homes.
What's the cost? Just approximately.
In those areas, we're talking about $350 to about $600, and there are great builders out there. So on those $600, you're getting quality homes. You're getting great appliances, nice finishes, you know, communities that have amenities, pools, clubhouses, little parks that your kids can walk to. I mean, these are beautiful developments.
You guys have HOAs over there too?
Oh yeah, there are a lot of HOAs.
Okay.
You know, if you haven't lived in an HOA, it's a new thing. You buy into it. The CC&Rs are something that are part of your contract when you buy the house. So just if you do buy into an HOA, just be sure to read through those and make sure you're comfortable with that.
Absolutely.
So, in general, it's just great living.
Are there a lot of Californians moving to Idaho?
There are a lot of Californians moving to
Really?
Idaho. Oh yeah.
Okay.
In Idaho,
Older generation or younger generation?
I would say both.
Okay.
I'm seeing a lot of families moving out. Usually it'll be the kids, it'll be people my age, 35 to 40, bringing their young children into the schools, and then you'll also see maybe a sibling or the parents or sometimes the grandparents moving out and joining them and wanting to be nearer to the family. It's a nice trend.
You definitely painted such a beautiful picture that I definitely want to bring out my family just to visit, see how it is.
You guys are more than welcome. We'll show you the whole area.
We'll love that.
We can have fun. I mean, the outdoors and the community. I'll tell you some of the highlights. A great time to visit Eagle and the rest of the Treasure Valley is 4th of July. 4th of July is just a fun place. Everybody is firing off fireworks.
Wow.
Everybody is flying their flags and really celebrating their community.
Wow.
It's great.
Sounds lovely.
Yeah.
Sounds lovely. Is there anything you miss about California besides the beach? I'm sure you miss the ocean.
I miss the ocean, and I miss my friends. One thing is the night lights.
Okay.
I used to drive up Mount Wilson quite often and get a good view of Southern California or just Los Angeles, and that's a special view. I mean, you don't have that in Idaho, but that's one of the few things. I will say I don't regret making the move at all. It's been the best thing for our family. It's brought us all closer together. It's given us an opportunity to really spend time and cherish each other.
That's
more.
beautiful. Family, that's incredible. In closing, do you want to share anything else with the viewers?
Well, I will say that my wife and I are a full-time real estate professional team, and if you guys do find yourselves in Idaho, in the Treasure Valley, give us a call. We are out there helping families make that transition. We've gone through it ourselves, and we know how to take care of every step of the way.
Perfect. Well, Taylor, thank you so much, buddy. It was nice seeing you again. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I really want to bring you as much value as I can, and this is from a different perspective, but I really enjoyed this interview.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
And it's been fun chatting about Glendale too, getting back to my roots.
There you go. See you next time.